Welcome to day 3 of the 5-day series towards living your dreams. I'm really excited that you're here on day 3. We've been focusing a lot on clarity, which is the foundation of the 4 C's. All the 4 C's are dependent on clarity. I invited you yesterday to consider what is getting in the way of you living your dreams. And today, in order to be able to move firmly into confidence, we need to start to come to terms and integrate and learn to accept what has come before us and recognize what we need to do to be able to move forward. So with that, I'm going to ask you to consider, with your reflections of what was getting in the way of you living your dreams, what are the thoughts, beliefs, patterns, behaviors, judgments that you need to let go of? Maybe there's some feelings too, feelings of fear or sadness. What are the things that you need to let go of in order to be able to move forward and get into that confident action where we then can step into the commitment and the creation space? So I'm going to invite you to get into that place, that comfortable place of introspection, grounding, feeling your feet on the floor, and maybe just taking the time you need in order to get present. And I'll just mention again, feel free to pause the video as you need to take yourself through this journey. When you are in this space, consider the things that have been getting in the way of you living your dreams. And start to notice, what is it that I'm ready to let go of? What are you ready to let go of in order to move forward, to get into action, to live your dreams? What are the feelings, maybe the judgments? What are the beliefs and thought patterns that you would need to identify and would be ready to let go of in order to move forward? Now, I'm going to mention that this video is longer than the others. Now, you can take the next portion of this video, which is a little process that you can take to help you signify that your intention is to let go of these patterns. Once we go through that, I'm going to take you through a longer process of reflection that might help you let go of a heavier feeling like regret. So I want you to really be with what you've thought about and write down, what are you ready to let go of? So for me, it might have been at one time, and still comes up at times, is I'm going to stop doubting what I know, or I'm going to let go of the feeling that I am too late, or I'm going to stop judging the choices I made 12 years ago. I'm giving you just some examples of what you might be ready to let go of. And then I invite you to write these things down on a piece of paper that you will not be keeping, on a loose piece of paper. Now, some people will set an intention. They'll hold this paper in their hands. They'll maybe you have someone that you trust. You can speak them out loud. You can speak them out loud to yourself. And then you can say, I'm ready to let go of this, and list what the specifics are. And then when you're ready, you can choose to release what's written on your paper. One way would be to simply rip the pieces of paper into shreds, saying, I'm ready to let go of these things, listing some of the things that you remember. That's one way. And I invite you to continue to consider what are some of the things that are in the way. And when you feel a sense of relief, see if something has shifted in your space to consider what is possible. What is possible by letting go of these things, these thoughts, these beliefs? And that would be your homework for tonight. Now, this is the part I want to take you into a deeper exercise, as one of the most common things that shows up that needs to be integrated or released is a sense of regret. So I'm going to walk you through what I believe is a powerful way to release regret. Again, I invite you to pause the video when you need to, as each step might take some time and you may need to come back to visit. So again, I want you to sit with yourself. If you are in an introspective space, I invite you to close your eyes, noticing your breath, and just pay attention to what is here now. What are you being with when you think about your dreams and what might be getting in the way? And maybe a sense of regret that continues to hold you. What is the predominant feeling for you? And when you get in touch with that feeling, see if you can relate, you can identify where that feeling lives in your body. See if you can see it as a shape or feel it as a shape in your body. I know that whenever I do this exercise, I sometimes find there's a sphere and it might be in my heart. So when you can envision that, imagine that space of that feeling to have a little room around it. Maybe expand the space around it. And invite in a sense of compassion. And imagine that this is a space in your best friend's being, or someone who you care deeply about if you're having a hard time bringing in compassion. And this can take some time, so I want you to stop and be with this and see if you can start to feel that feeling shift a little bit. And in this space where you are holding these feelings of regret, maybe you can also start to invite in some forgiveness and acceptance that comes with the compassion. And when you stop, maybe you stop the video and you reflect on what your story is around these choices and these decisions that you were holding regret around. And you start to write or rewrite your story around those choices and those decisions. through the lens of compassion and forgiveness. And as you do that, I invite you, the last step is with this awareness and compassion and forgiveness to notice if you can start identifying some gratitude that comes through this process. Gratitude of the thing that you were holding regret around. So if you start to recognize the things, what were the things that came out of this time, out of this choice, out of this circumstance? Maybe there are learnings or growth opportunities that had you become more aware of the gifts you have to offer. What is true for you in this new rewriting of your story? And then here we are now in a similar place as we were in the last smaller exercise. What is possible for you now? Being in a place of curiosity, what is possible for you now? And what is the opportunity, or what opportunities are in front of you that you can step forward towards, and maybe even start to identify what the first step is for that. So I hope this video has helped you work through what might be getting in the way of you embracing the clarity that we started to get in touch with in the first two videos. And I hope that you will also contemplate how, with this new perspective, you can start to see the gifts in your reality already, and maybe start to understand how this can feed into confidence. So we'll share more, we'll talk more tomorrow about the confidence piece and the commitment piece, and I look forward to seeing you then. Take good care, and thanks for being on this journey with me.